Hi, everybody. It's Eamon here from our Pat Monk podcast. Today, we have a very special guest. We have Christian joining us from Fingercheck. Christian, welcome to the call.
Thanks. Great. It's great to be here. Appreciate you inviting me.
No problem. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So, those people who are tuning in, who are listening in to our podcast, you know, what is it? Maybe take a moment to explain what Fingercheck is all about for those maybe that are not familiar with your 10-year-old company.
Yeah, no, sure. So Fingercheck, quite simply, we're a payroll and HR platform, and we really we're built for small business owners, and we're built for small business owners because we help make their businesses stronger. Just because as a small business owner, there's so many things you need to worry about just running your business, right? Payroll, tax, compliances, hiring, scheduling. That's a lot, right? And I think doing these tasks manually, take time out of your day. They cause errors. They cause a lot of headaches, right? So, if you're so focused on running a business and running these types of operations, it does take away from you figuring out, how can I grow my business, right? How can I, latch onto a new strategy, add something new? Where does that time come from, especially as a small business owner? So with Fingercheck, we're an AI driven, I know a lot of people say that, but we are AI driven automated payroll and HR platform because we want to take away all that crazy time that you waste on doing these things and let us do it for you. And that's how we're really helping small business owners today. And then we're keeping them stronger as they, put all their efforts in us.
Fantastic. And I know, it's a big topic in the industry at the moment, talking about, earned wage access. I mean, is that something that you're doing or open to?
Yeah, no, that's something we're doing today, and we're really excited about it. We really think about it. Earned wage access is a really cool topic because say you're an hourly or salary or any type of worker, and we all get unexpected bills. Maybe there's medical insurance, maybe a flat tire. Instead of waiting for that payday, whatever it is, right? Whether it's every other Friday, 15th and 30th, what we allow through one of our payroll products called Pay on Demand is that you can pull from your earned wage access earlier than payday. So say your payday is on a Thursday, and you get a bill on a Monday, right? Get those funds earlier, stave off any, putting on a credit card or anything like that. So it's really giving employers and employees more financial control. But I say too, say you're, growing up and moving to New York, I was a bartender and a waiter, right? So, if I want, maybe there's a weekend I want to go away, right? Like there's a fun way to maybe pull your wages earlier. So I think it's just really giving, any worker, any employee more financial control over what they've earned already. So it's not like, going on and trying to take out a loan for any future earnings. It's really taking out early where you've already earned. So you can put that money where you want it, right? Whether it's, a bill or something fun.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I think it's incredible. So, it just gives people more access, more thing because, like you said, it's their money. They've already earned it. It's just getting it maybe a couple of days in advance. And, so that's both, maybe a client like I could see that both as if I'm an employer as a really good retention tool for employees, or something that to bring on new employees is like we're doing that, and it's a benefit for the end user, the employee as well. So it's win-win. So we're working that.
Yeah.
So with Yeah, so with this as well, I mean, what kind of industries, like you're saying, small businesses, is there any specific niche or industries that you're focusing on, or is it just kind of everything?
Yeah, no, I think, obviously when we're doing planning and obviously different campaigns where we look at, what maybe has performed better based off our current customer base. But I think the way we look at it is any small business owner has to do these type of things, whether it's payroll or HR. And, and I think, for us, we think we can, help any of them, right? Obviously, obviously, a certain industry maybe do better in, and we want to, figure that out during planning. But I think we're really looking at a small business owner who really wants to eliminate time from their day to focus on growing their business. Our big motto is, right, stop worrying about running your business and start worrying about growing your business. And Fingercheck is that fuel to let you do that. But I think right now, we work with, any type of small business we think of, right? So like from like, I think like more white collar to, blue collar working, hourly or salary, a small business with, one plus employee, we're there to help you.
Perfect. And, when it comes to, let's say, getting the word out about, Fingercheck, what kind of channels are you using now to get in touch with those small businesses? I mean, how's your outreach, or how important is your website to gaining new customers with these small businesses?
Yeah, and I think a big believer in that your website's kind of your greatest demand engine tool, right?
Mhm.
To capture all that demand and convert it. For us, it's really important, and that's I think right now we're actually looking at the site as a whole, doing an audit, and hopefully in 1 or 2 months you'll see a new fingercheck.com with a revamped UX and design, just to make sure that we're removing those conversion blockers and actually creating a website that aligns with a small business owner journey, right? I think the way we kind of think about it is, small business owners are kind of like I said before. I think they don't have as much time as maybe a different decision maker. Maybe I think a small business owner versus an HR decision maker, I think they have a different set of time, right? And I think the small business owner is looking for exactly what the value is, what the benefits are, how can I implement this, what are the costs, right? And what can I see the ROI? And I think you need to deliver those messages in a faster way. And I think your website works that way. The content or the copy on the website to properly deliver your value props and the benefits to them. But I also think the content as well too, right? We're not following the pure, I guess, I would say like the B2B, playbook for mid-market or enterprise sales, right? Where the blogs are maybe more long form and tell a different story and deliver something, to then user that's maybe more feature focused. For us, for small business owners, we want to give them the resources and guides they actually need, whether to start a business or to run it, right? We want to be that resource guide for them. So I think when we're looking at the website, we're looking at copy and content, we're really doing kind of like a complete 180 to make sure that it's short and sweet and to the point, and it's really built for ICP. And I think that's a big reason why we have some blockers today, and we're hoping to remove them, hopefully in about a month or two.
Okay, perfect. Well, it sounds like exciting updates just around the corner. So, kind of switching gears a little bit. I mean, looking at you as a leader in marketing and what you're doing at the moment. I mean, what keeps you busy on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I mean, busy. I think we have a small but nimble team. I'm more of I guess I'll call myself more of a player coach, right? So obviously figuring out, when there's more strategic or, things we need to work with leadership. That's, where a big part of my day goes, but also where I'm trying to fill in all the gaps, right? From whether it's a product marketing, growth marketing, design, content, something related, right? So I think my day is kind of a little bit more, a little crazier, but I like it because I'm able to kind of fill in the gaps and help the team out where I can. And I think right now those gaps are figuring out, okay, what's our social cadence, right? How can we rebuild our social channels to get a better audience so we can have that as a better distribution channel? Why aren't, during our audit, why are people bouncing at a higher rate? Why aren't people converting? Why isn't our content, on our website a bigger channel? And we're trying to figure all that kind of stuff out. And I think that's where my day to day is going, whether it's looking at doing an audit, doing an evaluation, or maybe even doing a one sheet, or writing copy for a social media post. Kind of a jack of all trades right now, but I kind of like it that way.
It's good because you get to mix it up. You're not doing one thing all day, which can get very repetitive very quickly.
Yeah.
Also, just to change things, like one of my favorite parts of doing the podcast is the rapid fire question. So, are you ready for some questions?
Yeah. Shoot.
Okay, so simple one. What was the last book you read?
I think actually it's right here. This is really hilarious. It's under my laptop. Crossing the Chasm. Third way through. Sorry, a little plug here, but yeah.
There we go. If you're watching this, that wasn't planned.
And although I'm in my room right now, my office, but it's also my daughter's room. So I could say, there's a bunch of other. Alois at the Plaza is what I read last night. So I guess that technically was the last book I read for
Yeah. Very good. So yeah, I'm the same. Lots of bedtime reading for my little girl. So
yeah.
And with this, I mean, with what you're doing, with everything that's happening, I mean, if there's something we kind of touched on it earlier, where you're doing lots of different things. I mean, but if there was one task that you have to do on a daily basis that is like super repetitive. I mean, if there's one thing that you have to do each week that you could automate, I mean, what would that be?
Yeah, I think for me right now, I look at it, it's the lead funnel, right? We're kind of figuring out, as we work everything, it's really just like looking at the lead funnel each and every day, figuring out what's clean and what's dirty in terms of the data.
Right.
Why isn't this lead getting routed to the correct person? That's like, a big part of my day, I think, is understanding where the lead's coming from, what channel's working best, and then how we get in those correct leads to the right salespeople, to make sure that's more transparent too, from in terms of what marketing is doing, right? And I think we really have a great referral channel. So for me, sometimes the data is a little skewed, right? Because I think if we've got a really strong customer base and that generates a lot of referrals, those also are easy. I think those are great leads. I think they close faster. They're better customers, right? Probably like lesser churn rates, but that's because they're through a referral channel. So I think they're kind of already heated up a little bit versus the other leads we get. It's kind of hard to do that data currently we're looking at it. So I think that's kind of what drives my day a little haywire each morning, looking at the leads.
You're separating them, exactly. So one last thing. Obviously, we're coming to the end of our call. I want to give you the last word. So if there was something that, imagine someone, they forgot everything that we just spoke about. If there was one thing that you really wanted to let them or to remember about Fingercheck, I mean, what would that be?
I think, payroll, HR, obviously, right? But our real kudo is we make small businesses stronger, right? We understand that the backbone of the economy. We understand that we want to keep their independent drive fueled, but we know that the burden is on a small business owner, and we want to remove that. And we can do that by easing their operations. So I think when you think about Fingercheck or any payroll or HR provider, right, we're really in the business of making small business owners and their businesses stronger, because our product is built right to help them, make their business easier so they can grow.
Perfect. So that's it. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much, Christian. That is it for today's episode. I'm sure you got some golden nuggets in this. I'm sure people were taking some notes. So that is it. Thank you so much, Christian, and all the best. Bye-bye.
Thank you.